Yeah, like Connor said, I'm going to be talking to you about social media today. Has anyone heard of my high school, Holy Cross?
Yep.
In Moco? Okay. So we had this thing where like late junior year, early senior year, right when you were getting ready to start to apply to colleges, you would change your name on Facebook. Okay, so Carly with a C, Winterburn, became Carly with a K, Summer Freeze, etc. Okay, we did not want the colleges to find us and see our pictures on social media. Did anyone else do this? No, just us? Okay, cool. Love that. Yeah, so the thing is that doesn't work in real life because people want to be able to find you. If they cannot find you, they're like, okay, they're like a fake person, Russian spy, like something weird is going on. Okay, like they think it's weird if they can't find you, see what you're like, see what you're about. So it's very important to A, have a social media account, ideally have multiple social media accounts, and B, to like be portraying yourself as best you can on those. Cool. Okay, so it matters for a couple of different reasons. First, if you're someone who's like, I'm going to be a vector forever, social media is a big part of the recruiting game nowadays. Okay, and even if you're not, if you're like, hey, like, I have this dream company I want to go work for, they want to be able to find you and see you, okay? If you're not portraying yourself well, you're not going to get the job. That's just the truth. Has anyone heard about there's going to be a trip in the spring? Who's excited? Yeah, who's going to be? Okay, great. So we have PR credit to go on it. So, for example, Lydia Frensos was someone who she only had 2 days to push in, like, over winter break. And I think it was 6K. Is that right? 7K, something like that for Jamaica. And so what happened is she was able to sell enough in the Only and Push, and then combined with all the PRs that she was able to get over winter break, she only had to sell 2K in those 2 days to be able to go. She did it when we had a great time. So it just makes things easier to win that trip also if you can get a couple PRs. And social media is like a really passive, easy way, like cool half hour a day, just doing some recruiting stuff on there. And the better your profile is, the better your image is, the easier it's going to be. Great. Okay. And then Insta is a new thing. So we haven't done a lot of recruiting with Instagram yet. We're starting to implement it, though. And I actually just started this week. It's something that I implemented from the conference that all the DMs went to. It's working really well. Instagram and like Facebook's like, we've been doing it for a little while, and Instagram's coming up with that. So all your social media accounts are really important right now. Oh, the slideshow hasn't started. Hello. Is that? Oh, no. This is awkward because I'm giving a talk about technology. Power? Can I have a assist? Oh, okay, okay.
Press it once.
I'm more of a phone kind of gal. Okay, great. I'm going to walk you through how to be attractive on social media, okay? You need to be more attractive than the people that you're trying to recruit or the companies that you want to recruit you. And I don't mean like, summer bod, 2019, whatever. I mean like professionally attractive. So the goal of your profile is to appear approachable, helpful, likable, competent, and influential. It starts with your profile picture. This is the first thing people see, okay? It should include a genuine smile. We don't need this, the smize, the closed mouth smile. That's awkward. We don't do that. Okay? Like, it looks good, but it doesn't appear as genuine. And that's what we're looking for. You want people to really be able to connect with you. With that said, also avoid sunglasses. We need to see your eyes, okay? I always say, I just started this today. Eyes are the window to PR credit. Okay? We should be able to see that. What else we got? Okay, you want to make it close up. We need to be able to see your face. Okay, like, it's kind of like the face-to-face connection, but on a screen, so that's why eyes are important. It shouldn't be too close up, though, that it's creepy. Have you guys seen those pictures? Yeah, okay, cool. In terms of attire, who looks the most competent? I love all these people. They're all nationally ranked. Who looks the most competent, in your opinion? Luke Maseko, yep. Okay, he's down in the Eastern region. The more professionally professional you're dressed, the more confident you appear. So it kind of depends on your brand. Like my Instagram is really, I use it to connect with my friends internationally who scuba dive. So I'm not dressed professionally. But for like Facebook, that's where I do most of my recruiting. That's a more professional picture. So your brand is like what you're saying about yourself. So it should definitely be you. But just keep that in mind, like when you're talking about recruiting people, friending people on Facebook, trying to attract different types of people, whatever your goal is, like be intentional with what you're putting out there and how you're dressed. Awesome. Okay. And then I wanted to show you, so like this is the different brands. Like this is my Instagram versus my Facebook. Like they just send different messages. Awesome. Next is your cover photo. Write down these dimensions. Yes.
Yeah. On the last slide, 2 slides ago, it said the rule of thirds.
Oh, yes, sorry, rule of thirds. Does anyone know anything about art? Any art majors? No? Okay. So if you split anything into 3 quadrants, does that make sense? Yeah. So like here and here, it's most interesting if it lands on one of the X's.
Yeah.
Should I draw it?
You should
draw it.
Okay. Do you have a marker anywhere?
Should be in one of the drawers, if there's a drawer.
Oh, here, actually, I can just show you here. So, for example, if you look at Luke's photo, he's on the third. Does that make sense? So if you split it into thirds, same with Lydia, same with Andrew Belanger. Thank you.
Asking you shall receive.
Don't ask me for money.
So, it's like a tic-tac-toe board. I know this isn't the best drawing there, but things are most interesting visually and they attract the attention the most when you put it on one of the lines. So if like you have something that lands here or here, for example, like Luke's on this line, Lydia's on this line, Andrew's on this line. Does that make sense? Everyone with me so far? It's even better if you get it on one of these. That's like double credit. Okay? So when you're doing it, it does look very professional for it to be centered. But if you want to make it like a little more visually interesting, like the best art pieces, if you go to museums, the ones that attract your attention the most, are going to land on one of these lines. Any questions, comments so far? No? Sorry about that. Okay, cool. Your cover photo. Okay, like I said, everyone please jot down these dimensions. You know how sometimes if it doesn't fit exactly, it'll stretch it? Every photo should be high quality, or most of them should be. And so you don't want things to look blurry and stretched. So these are the ideal dimensions for Facebook cover photos. Did anyone?
What are the dimensions?
This is for Facebook?
Yeah, for Facebook. 851 pixels wide and 315 pixels tall for desktop, and 640 pixels wide by 360 pixels tall for mobile. Do we have any marketing majors? No? Interesting. Okay. Has anyone ever heard the term above the fold before? Okay. So on a website, you know there's that little like heading kind of? And it's usually like, colorful, has a bunch of different options, hot stuff popping up there. So that's called above the fold. When people see that, if they're interested, they scroll down. If it's like not that attractive, visually interesting, they leave the page. So your cover photo is like that heading. It has to attract people so that they scroll through your page, say, oh, this is like a cool person, I want to friend them. And then when you become friends with someone, you can go into their circle of influence, you can DM them, see if they are looking for work, you can ask, like, you can put out favors. Like, I knew a kid who ran a branch and, like, something broke in his office, and he just put on Facebook, like, hey, does anyone know any plumbers? Like, easy stuff like that. But you want, in order to build your network and the network that you want to make sure that your cover photo and profile pic attract people to, like, go through your page. Okay, and then these are some ideas. So a flat lay is that picture in the top. That's like a couple of things. It looks pretty. That's like the artsy pictures you see people take with like their coffee cup and like their notebook and all that stuff. That's a good one. Another one is like collages of you and your friends. You want to like a scenic one. So this is mine on the bottom left there, right for you guys. So like that's me and my family scuba diving. But it's like a pretty scenic photo. It's not too distracting, not too much going on. Or like candid. So this is when Gina won her silver cup, and she's giving her speech, but it's like a really like awesome moment for her. And so people see that, she's like, oh, like she's giving a talk, like she won some awards, like that's attractive, but it's also not overly distracting. So you want to keep it simple for a cover photo. It should just like whatever you're about, like your social media is a reflection of you. Cool. Questions about cover photo? No? Your About Me section. Don't be controversial. Okay? So there's a difference. Like, you still want to be yourself, obviously, right? Like I said, like, your social media is a reflection of you. There's a difference, though, between, like, putting a Bible verse, if you're religious, than putting, like, your political party or something like that. Like, it's just a different vibe. Quotes are awesome, but you want to, like, avoid detracting people who are going to be your top recruits. So you never know. For example, like, political party, like, you can have an awesome person who would do amazing for your office, but, like, their political party shouldn't really matter if you're trying to get them to sell knives or if you're trying to PR them. You also don't want someone who's trying to recruit you, if you move on from Vector, to see your political party, and if there is someone who's biased by that, like, you don't want that to affect things. I was in choir in high school, and like, we had, like, all-state choir, it's kind of like an all-state sports team, but they said, like, when you go on audition, you shouldn't wear your school sweatshirt. They, like, don't want you to wear anything that could impact that and make anyone biased. So it's just best, like, keep it clean, definitely be yourself, but try not to do anything that might attract people from your profile. So the point of your About is social proof. So you want to fill in as much as possible in terms of your school, where you've worked, achievements you've won, anything like that that makes you more attractive. Some don'ts. Don't say you work at the Krusty Krab. Okay? These are some ones when I was friending people on Facebook for recruiting over the summer, I saw male stripper. That's going to be a no-no. Featured on I'm Schmacked. Also a no-no. Okay? Yeah, so you can use quotes, mantras, also use emojis. There's just something about it. Just the color, it just makes you more attractive. I don't know the exact science behind it, but it worked for me. So putting emojis in is like a really easy way to make your About Me more interesting. So we have like some examples. So Andrew Belanger is someone who, he recruits a lot of private school kids, specifically like religious private schools. So he put a Bible verse in his. This one's Gina's, I think. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be a value. A quote, I'm a scuba diver, if you didn't know, so mine says, my life is diving, everything else is just a service interval. And we got some emojis. There's Lydia's, be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire, and then fire. So you want to fill in as much as possible. It just makes you seem like a real person. That's the other thing, is if you don't have enough on social media, your account looks fake. Okay, and then people are like, this is weird, I'm not going to friend you back. So I did this thing where when I started friending people on Facebook, I had lots of cringy pictures from like middle school. And so I deleted all of my past profile pictures, but then I only had one. And that was like, no, like I was told like, no, your account looks fake now. So you want to make sure that you're consistently updating it, keeping it fresh, all that good stuff. Yeah. Next is going to be featured images. So I plan my Instagram, but basically your featured images, you get a few and it's a square. So you want to make sure your photos are square, just optimize that, like those dimensions so nothing gets stretched out. You can see what's coming on my Instagram. This is how I like plan it, but it's kind of the same thing. Everything should look cohesive. So I know Leah Rock does like the same filter on everything. I should make sure everything's kind of blue. It's like my thing. This is Lydia's. Your featured images are like a visual about me. show that should like say what's going on in your life. You can have a theme for it. So I know for a while Lydia's was like a bunch of climbing photos. I have like sorority pictures. I have diving pictures. I have Cutco pictures. What else do I have? Yeah, like Lydia is like climbing, sorority stuff. There's her with her branch plaque, traveling, all that good stuff. So like these are good examples. Just like on your dating profile, use animals and babies to your advantage. Okay? If you have a dog, post with it. It will help you. It just like kind of reels them in a little bit. So Gina Nappy has Walter. Has anyone who's met Walter? Connor? He was at SC too. If you saw a little bulldog, that's Walter. But she posts with Walter all of the time. And it just makes her more attractive on social media. Yeah, okay. This, not that. So these are some do's and don'ts, rules to follow. A lot of this is common sense, but some of it's just like rules that you may have not heard of or had to follow before. Who's in Greek life? Love that in the back. It's Jackie. Love you, girl. So in Greek life, we have to follow certain rules about posting stuff. So the big one is don't drink in letters. Okay, so if you're wearing like your sorority stuff, frats kind of have different rules sometimes.
Do they have rules?
Yeah. Yeah, so no drinking letters. That means if you're wearing anything that says your organization on it, you're not drinking at all. Doesn't matter who's there, doesn't matter who has a phone. You can be in the middle of like the woods with no cell service, no electronics, like you just don't do it. And then in terms of like when you do go out, you don't post alcohol on your social media at all. Even if you're drinking water out of a red Solo cup, you're not putting on your social media. Because what people see is, in that case, more important than what happened. So, rule number 1, keep it G. Look at how wholesome these people look. Look so good. So just like common sense, don't like post anything that's naked, stuff like that. Next rule, no red Solo cups. Okay, this is the don'ts. I roasted myself. This is the do's, though. That's me. So you shouldn't have, like I said, no red Solo cups. This is like a 6-person beer bottle. Like, we don't need that, okay? If you look like you should, like, are going to be nominated or sent to I'm Schmacked, you shouldn't be posting it. On this side, like, I was having fun here. I went out. It doesn't mean you can't go out. It doesn't mean you can't take photos. But be smart about what's in them, okay? Pugs, not drugs. Don't post anything about drugs on your social media, please. But dogs are good, like I said. Anything cute, just like keep them coming. So if you aren't familiar with Facebook Jumpstart, basically you friend people, they add you back, and then you can message them about work. And that's how Lydia basically created most of her first training class. That was you, Fall? Yep. So Lydia slays the game with Facebook Jumpstart. All her social media profiles look amazing. And I know she has like her dogs on a lot of them, but she also keeps it clean. She's in Greek life, so she definitely has to. But like that's very important. It's just not posting stuff like that could be controversial or detract people. My last like real point is you want to be relatable, you want to be unique, and you want to be you. So you want to post things that will make the people that you want to attract say, oh, like, they're like me. I want to friend them back. Or on the flip side is, like, if you're trying to be recruited by someone or, like, a big Fortune 500 company, anything like that, they should see your profile and say, oh, they would fit in well here. Oh, like, they would contribute to our culture. They're someone who would, like, click with our team, right? And so that's why it's super important. You want to post things that like make you stand out amongst the crowd, but you also want them to like relate to you on that way. So in terms of like Facebook Jumpstart, this is specifically more for winter break. If you're going to be an assistant manager, like helping out in your office, recruiting people, helping to build the team, getting that PR credit. Your top people, they're in Greek life. They have a big network. This is Leah Rock, Maddie Dino. I went to high school with her. She's awesome. But this is like their bid day picture. They're athletes. Like they have the big network. They do the top things. and they like strive for excellence. So these are the kinds of things you want to be posting. Like, post whatever lights you up. That's what you want to post about. You want to be sharing your life in a way that's going to attract the best people. So this is Gina. That's Walter. I don't know if you can see. He's small, wearing a hat. But that's all the stuff there. Cool. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? Cool. Okay. Since we have some time, we'll go on Facebook. I'll show you mine. If anyone wants to volunteer to pull up their own, we can.
Heather, I have a question.
Yes.
So when it comes to I guess showing your brand a little bit more, like pictures, how important is tagging other people in the company?
Oh, so important. That's a great question. You want to use hashtags. That's a big one. Vector marketing also reposts a lot. So if you ever post pictures I have my Instagram. Hang on. Okay, this is my Instagram. Every single picture that has Lydia in it, we always tag Vector marketing, and I hashtag Vector Tanned also if we're on vacation. So that's a big one. These are all Vector pictures, all of those. So that's super important. Is tagging people. It just makes it easier to find you, and then you have more of a chance of getting more followers, adding more friends, expanding your network, all that good stuff. So this is my Facebook. This is the above the, I can zoom in, look at that. Above the fold part I was talking about. This is my profile picture. And then I let people tag me in a lot of stuff too. So we have there's Leah's post about the trip, and then the about me, it has my school, college, my territory where I live, and then where my hometown is. And then these are my featured photos, and then also tagged photos. So we have lots of stuff there. Yes.
How do you know if you're posting too much about Vector, work or jobs versus just being genuine? What's the balance?
Yeah. So I think that's a great question. I think that the thing for a lot of us is that, especially as a DM, this is a career position, so work is a big part of my life. But with that said, I don't want people to click on my Facebook and be oh, she's a poster child for the Vector opportunity. And that's all they see, right? So there's definitely a balance there. I would say you want to have a good mix. It should be a 50-50, if not less. That'd be the max, is don't let everyone tag you and stuff, and that's all they see when they click on your profile. So I have to go back through after the trip and probably hide a couple things. I have to post more on Facebook. But yeah, and then all the happy birthdays, and then just post happy things sloths. That's not my post actually, but it's cute. Yeah. Well, it was someone posted on my wall. It's nice, sloths. And then just let people tag you and stuff. Talk to other people. Make sure you're interacting with your new friends as well. That's a big one. Yeah. Does anyone want to audit their page?
Yeah, Fernando
Yes?
Martinez.
What?
Audit Fernando's page.
Facebook.
Thank you so much for volunteering.
Oh my god, that was just...
So we got about 20 minutes. I want you to pull up while she's looking up Fernando Martinez.
That's
No
me.
judgment. No judgment.
Here, I'll add you. We can be
Alright,
friends
I had
now.
some posts on mine from when I turned 21, and if none of you are 21 yet, you'll understand. Don't post on Facebook on your 21st birthday. Feeling something, yeah. I was feeling myself real hard.
Wow.
So, and then the next day I was feeling
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
So I'm gonna have you guys. Well, Heather's gonna show you what to change, and she'll give you a live example of it. And then I'm gonna have you guys. This is the only time I'll tell you to go on social media while you're at work during a talk. Look at what you got. Something that's I don't know about that one. It's a little borderline. If you have a question, you can ask Heather or one of us. We've all done this.
Yeah.
And we'll give you guys about 20 minutes.
That includes political statements or anything super opinionated on either side.
yeah. And if you don't have a social media, one of these, this is the time to make one.
Yeah, I made one for the show.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Okay, Fernando, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. So, your cover photo's good. I like it. It's a little blurry when they look at it on the laptop,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
So that'd be the only thing is, like, if you can find a clear one. If
Okay.
not, on mobile, it looks really good.
Okay.
What's good about Fernando's is that because it's scenic, the thing is on mobile, if you're on your phone, you see their profile picture, like, covers a little bit of the bottom of the cover photo. So
Okay.
that's another thing is yours is good, but make sure that, like, if you have a photo that's like a wide shot and you and your friends are like at the bottom of it, they're not going to see you. So just be mindful of that as well. Profile picture, it's really good, clear, centered, looks pretty solid. What else do we have? Yeah, all the stuff over here is filled out.
I need to update that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just say post more. Like, a lot of it is, like, people tagged you and stuff at the conference.
Yeah.
But I think you need just more, like, original content or repost some memes, stuff like that.